What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Brandon and we've got a fun episode today. We're going to be building a grinder rack and we're going to be using some of the materials that we used from last week's video. So it's going to kind of be a scrap metal project video, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that video because it's like ranking #1 of all my videos right now, and that's where we built a template to lay out any size fabrication table, and I'll put a link to that video up above. But let's get going. We're going to build this. So this is what we're going to be building today, guys. I've got just too many grinders to fit on the grinder rack. You can see I got a couple more. There's a 4-inch there. I got a 4.5-inch there. That one is a 5-inch, 4.5, 4.5, and 4-inch. When I built this, I figured, yeah, this will be enough. This will be plenty to hold my grinders. But then I started basically cleaning house and consolidating tools. And then I ended up finding more grinders that I didn't realize I have. If you guys are going to build one of these, no matter how big your shop is, build one that holds 6 grinders. That way you're all set. 4 is kind of like a necessity because you have your big grinder, then you're going to have each different grinder with a different tool on the end, then you'll have a couple like spares. So yeah, build one for 6, then that way you don't only have to build it once. One and done, you know? Live and learn, I guess. And since I have a lot of 1x1 square tube, we'll build it out of that. Let's make it 16 inches by 3 feet. So if you guys are looking to build one to fit how many grinders you have, pretty much 2 grinders side by side take up 12 inches or a foot of space. So for every 2 grinders, figure it's going to take a foot of running length. So I was glad you guys liked last week's video and when we built this table. So I'm going to be using probably my template and cutting that up for this week's video just to burn up some of my scrap. So if you want to see how we built this template in last week's video, I'll have a link to that video up above. You can check it out. So lucky me, in my scrap pile, I've actually found some scrap metal 1x1 tubing. I've got a little bit for basically half of it, and then we'll have to cut the other half out of some new stock. For this, I'm going to miter all the corners, and we'll do some beveling. It's going to be a MIG welding project, so let's get going. I've got my material lift up, and now I've got it chucked in the saw. We just got to get cutting. It's pretty slick how this fence works to get a 45-degree angle. You just loosen up this, pull this D10 pin, and there it is. That's a 45-degree angle. Then you just snug it down, and you're good. You can see how the material has to go off at this angle right here, but my material's going that way. I try not to reinvent the wheel, just turn my saw to match that angle. Now we're all set. When I cut 45-degree angles, I just take a piece of scrap stock material and just lay it against the fence, and then I put my new material right up against it. That way it allows this to cut completely all the way through. Snug up your fence, you're in business. Now we said 3 feet long. There's my mark there. And I'm just using a Silver Streak metal marker to do it. So while I'm right here, I might as well mark out the 16. That's going to be for the other side. And I'll show you how I did that in detail for this saw. So mark out your 16, then take your speed square and then transfer that line all the way across the back. So now we're going to picture frame it. So now we take that mark, line the back edge up of your speed square to that mark right there, and then mark that angle there. Do the same thing on the other side. Line the back edge of the speed square up to that line, trace that edge. So now you can see that that picture frame angle is the opposite of the other side angle. So that way, that way. The saw doesn't bevel both ways, it only bevels one, so you got to carry this line around. So that's the best way that I found of dealing with angles like that with this saw. Just makes it real simple, fairly quick. That way you're not spinning material from this side to this side and flopping it left and right. All you're doing is I like to work from my left to my right so that my material's on my left and all my cuts are on the right. So by transferring it over like this, you don't have to take your material and flip it around to the other side of the table. The great thing about these saws, guys, is that it creates a burr-free cut, no sparks, so you don't have to worry about burning down your shop, and they're super, super accurate. I absolutely love mine. I don't know what I would have done without it prior to, but I absolutely love it. So any of the tools that you see me using, if you're interested, click on the links down below. There's some discounts that you can get down through there. You can save yourself some considerable amount. If you're preparing to build up your workshop, you'll know what it's going to cost you, all its features and capabilities. Knowledge is power. All right, last one. This one's got some little blemishes on it. We're going to have to cut those out. That's okay. Not a big deal. Probably never have another opportunity to use this scrap again, so I just soon get rid of it. You know, building stuff for your workshop, guys, is a lot like building a garage. You know, when you build a garage, you always think it's going to be big enough, and it doesn't take long to fill it, and then you soon realize you wish you would have gone bigger. So I would say, whenever you do anything for your shop, try to go one size bigger than you think you're going to need, and then it will probably then, maybe if you're lucky, it'll still be about right. So the next thing we're going to do is get rid of this little blemish piece right here. It's where something else was welded to it and we cut it apart. So we'll grind that, and then I'm just going to clean all the edges of my material, grind it down just a little bit so we have a nice clean surface, because this one actually has like a powder coated paint finish on it, and the other ones we'll have to just clean a little bit of the mill scale off. Now just go through, clean up all my ends. This is where a fabrication table really shines, guys, with these shoulder bolts. Go check out that other video and you'll know a lot more about this, but these are just regular shoulder bolts that I cut down. You stick those in the table, bump that to that, and grab a couple more shoulder bolts, put one there, put another one over here. So now this is a perfect 90 degree right here, and I haven't even measured it or checked it. I just know that it is. And so that I don't lose this dimension, let me square this up. We'll clamp that down so we know that that's good right there. Grab our other clamp, put that in, clamp that down there. That's a perfect 90 degree corner right there because we laid out our fabrication table the right way when we built it. And these little stops keep everything 90 degrees to themselves. Now we just got to put on this side. And obviously for this side, we can't use the shoulder bolts. So we already know that that side's perfect, so we just take a measurement from here to here and then just duplicate that measurement at the other side and clamp it down. Now I'll just use a different style clamp back here. Just because I'm out of this style clamp, we'll use this style. And I kind of like this style better anyways. But alright, so there it is. Just double check everything. Yep, that's good. That's good. Absolutely perfect. So now I can weld this and this in the inside and the outside, and then undo my clamps, flip it 180, and then do that other little piece. We're in good shape. And here's the other view now. I use this little tool a lot. I like this because this kind of coincides with my Fronius welder. So you can see that that's 16 gauge. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. 16 gauge, and it says it's 0.59 thousandths of an inch. So my Fronius welder works in thousandths or it works in metric, so millimeters. So it makes it easy setting it up, so I just know now I got to set this for 0.59. We turn on the bottle. We go all the way because that's how these types of tanks seal for non-flammable gas. And turn on the switch on the back. And we are using steel wire, so solid wire. We're using 30 thousandths wire, C25 gas, and I'm set on material thickness right now, and we said 059. So we'll go 60 thousandths. Purge the gas solenoid right here, and you'll see once I hit that button, that little ball in there will go up. There it is. And I'm running 16 CFH of gas. Hit the button again, turn it off, it'll bleed down. We're set up. Here we go, guys. I'm sneaking one in at you. This welding helmet, I am giving this to one lucky viewer. And this is called True Color. It's a 180 degree like panoramic helmet. It is incredible. I have one similar for myself, and I'm giving this away to one lucky viewer. I'm going to attach a video that has more details about this. I'm going to attach a video there. I want you to read the video description, but the reason I'm not advertising this giveaway is because this is for my loyal viewers. I've hidden this intentionally inside my video so that if you've been here long enough, you're probably a loyal viewer. And I don't want people just clicking on a flashy thumbnail thinking that it's a giveaway so I can get clicks and views. This is for my viewers. I've intentionally, like I said, hid it inside this video so that my loyal viewers can be eligible. So go click on that other video. That'll tell you everything that you need to do to be eligible for this, but it's super easy. There's no BS, I promise, guys. Someone's going to win this. This is a nice helmet. So, yeah. Just a little bit of giving back for you guys that watch me all the time and help grow this channel, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do the things I'm doing. Pretty sneaky, huh, guys? Putting that information right in the middle of the video. This channel has continued to grow every year, every month. And it didn't do it on its own. It did it because of you guys are interested in what I do here, and I want to give back, and I'm going to start doing more of this. My goal is I would like to do a giveaway every video. I don't know if that's in the cards right yet. It might be a little bit more than I can handle or manage overall on top of all the videos and everything else, but that is the goal at some point in time down the road. Whew, that paint smells good burning off. Oh yeah, do the same thing here that I did before. There, I would just flip it over, weld the other side up. There, so that's it. The frame's all welded. Now we got to put some straps across it so we can hang our grinders off it. The tubing that we're building this out of is 1x1, and this angle iron, that's also 1x1. So when I put this strap across, the one issue I've been having is that it's kind of tight when the grinder goes in and out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out with a piece of 2-inch flat bar, and then I'm going to put the strap across. So it's going to set it out a little bit further. It'll make putting this away a little bit easier as well. I just cut up 3 tabs that are 1 inch long, and we're just going to weld one on this side like this, one on the other side, and then another one in the middle for support. That thing's not going anywhere. You're not a true welder if you don't say that. That thing's not going anywhere. Now it's kind of got this like speed racer look with all these holes in it, but I just noticed, look, that needs a hole right there. I probably couldn't deal with that looking at that. So I actually measured in, it's 4 inches to that first hole, and then it's 4 inches every so. And then from here to there, it's 4 inches. So I need a hole there, and then it's 4 inches there to there. So it would be symmetrical. But anyways, that wouldn't do anything. It just, other than it would drive me nuts for the rest of my life, and I'd wished I would have done it then. So we're going to have to do it now because I wouldn't be able to handle that. So the grinders are going to hang like that. So what I want to do is I want to put a row of like rod or dowel up here, like 4 inches long at a slight up angle, so I can put discs all along this. And I'm actually going to put a couple more right here, probably like one here and one here that are shorter, like 2 inches long. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to use that for all the little collets for the grinders. What I've been doing is I've been using an earth magnet and some of these little just tie wire and just sticking it on there. But I think if I have like a short, you know, nub or something like that to slide these on, it'll help keep them together and organize them better. And this little shelf really isn't working out. So yeah, we'll put a row of dowel along the top, and I think that's going to work really good. And to make this go faster, what I'm going to do, guys, is I've got a 17-pound weight right here. I'm going to use that as a makeshift material stop. Now I'll just cut a bunch of those at that length. Now what I've done is I've put a mark every 5 inches along this. That way it'll allow me to use like a big wire cup wheel and then stacked next to a regular disc. So I ought to be able to lay this out pretty simple and be able to have plenty of room between the discs. And I might even put another row here of 2x2 strap with more of these little dowels, but I'm not sure yet. And you can see how I've just rounded off the edges a little bit on the grinder. And I'm just going to weld it on with just a slight uphill angle, just so that vibration it doesn't come off. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to tack those on and get rolling here. I just took a hammer and just straightened them all along, just hitting them a little bit, and that's absolutely perfect now. Those look really good down through there. You can look at them down through there. It's pretty straight. I didn't get overly technical with it, but you know, it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. So, oh, this is gonna work great, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna put another piece of that flat bar. So just to go over what we got, this is 1/8 inch, 2 inch wide flat bar. This is 1x1 square tube. Most of it is all 12 gauge. This is 5/16 round dowel cut to 4 inches long. And now I'm going to cut another piece of this 2 inch flat bar and just have it fit inside. And I'll probably space them out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that they're in between these ones like this. So what I need to do is my piece of flat bar is going to be cut inside this. So it's like 34. So one piece at 34, and I'll have to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of these dowels. So let's do the dowels right now since we're set up. And we said we were going to cut this to 34. To the center of this, I've come down 6 inches to center. That way it'll give me a little bit of room between the top discs and these discs and getting the grinder in and out of here. Four and a quarter would be my first one. And then, what, 5 inches on center after that. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And center of this would be 1 inch. So I'll just kind of put a 1 inch mark on everything. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. This one's going to go down a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty close, guys. Good enough for government work. There. Now we got to drill that hole there. That's going to drive me insane. So let's get that done. That looks kind of sketch, I would say, but hey, as long as it works. Again, this is just for aesthetics, guys. It doesn't do anything. It just, other than it would drive me crazy having to look at it for several years like this. Magnets on, drills on. I just put a couple spacers, guys, that I made, because you probably saw when I was punching a hole through that it kind of got a little wobbly. So I'm just putting a little spacer down here just to keep everything a little bit tighter. I'm going to wipe this down, and then I'm going to go throw a coat of paint on it, and we'll put this thing up and try it out. And here it is, guys. It's the next day. The paint is all dry, and I am just so happy how this came out. I ended up painting it with some blue paint, some paint I had left over kicking around. While I was painting it, it started raining a little bit outside, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. I am so happy that I've got tons of room, tons of disk space. I'm not wishing I would have changed anything. Room for the collets right here. It worked out nice because the smaller diameter rods that I use to hold this, they actually work for the smaller collets for the 4-inch grinder. So now you can see kind of why I said you need at least 4 the other day. So, and the reason for that is typically you'll have a bigger grinder for heavier duty applications. Your next grinder will be set up with a cutoff wheel. You'll have a grinder set up with a flap disc, one set up with a wire wheel, one set up with a rock or a hard abrasive disc, and then that just leaves you a spare, one left over. I've needed this, and I never really realized how desperate I was for it. There's only one minor change that I would make to this, and I would suggest to you guys that you do it if you're going to build this, and I'll show you. When you go to take off this grinder, you see how it kind of like interferes with the other cords around it. So in hindsight, what I would do is come down with a small hook right here, and a fairly wide one so that it can catch your cord. Then when you go up, you can hang your cord off that, then hang your grinder off that. I think it would look cleaner and it would work cleaner. So I'm actually going to end up doing that to this. I'll probably just buy like a pre-made hook and just screw them in, nut and bolt it underneath. But yeah, be pretty simple to do. You could actually take this same stud here and just bend a loop on it when you're doing all your welding and have the same thing. So it just kind of hangs like that. I think it'd make it look cleaner, be simpler than actually taking it and looping it over the top like that. It's kind of cumbersome like that, so, but it works. Now I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. So my wife and I were out of state just for a little getaway, and that Friday I had released a video. Well, all kinds of people in that video were saying, making this comment, and I couldn't figure out why are they saying this. They kept saying, "Let's go Brandon." Well, that's my name, obviously. And they commented that in a bunch of videos. My wife was going through TikTok, and she found this video of why you guys are saying this. You guys are savages, and you're also a bad influence because my wife went out and bought me a t-shirt. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for your support. This isn't a political channel. We're not talking about political stuff, but I wanted to comment on that because I found it kind of funny because I didn't know what it was. I don't watch the news. I don't get involved in stuff like that. You guys are ruthless. Savage. And that's all there is to it, guys. New videos every Friday. If this is something that you like, please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you're wondering what I'm working on before it makes it up to YouTube, you guys can catch me on Facebook and on Instagram. I'll have links down below. Until next week, guys, I will see you then. New videos every Friday. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and be sure to check out that other video that I linked up above so that you guys can get involved in this helmet giveaway because, like I said, it's not advertised anywhere else. No one knows about it. It's secretly hidden in these videos, so it's because it's for you guys. Thanks. Till next week, guys, I will see you then. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.